Hello. Today I want to talk about how some of the greatest thinkers of our time have cognized the teaching of the ancient Vedic masters. They have cognized the law of karma. I want to talk about how Tolstoy and Einstein have accomplished this. If you have read War and Peace, and if you haven't, you ought to, it has the reputation of being one of the great novels of literature that there are. And indeed, the story is fascinating. The characters well drawn. It's a very interesting depiction of a certain time when Napoleon is invading Russia. But for me, however, by far the most interesting thing about that book are Tolstoy's theories about history and about how people choose their actions. First, along the way, about the middle of the book, which is a very long book, Tolstoy talks about how various past theories of history are not really comprehensive, that they usually involve events happening because people of the times, the various different times, made them happen. Tolstoy discusses how it is more complete and true to think of events unfolding not because of particular people involved, but as consequences of things that have come before, events that have already transpired, and the consequences of those events then direct how people will act in the future. This is a very good description of the law of karma. As you sow, so shall you reap. That the past actions of a human being and the past events of a group of human beings will in fact unfold at some point. The consequences of these past events will unfold at some point down along the way. Maharishi teaches that how karma unfolds is unfathomable. There are influences from every action that radiate out into the universe, and it is unknowable when they will come back to influence the events of a time. But the law of karma, its purpose is to keep all of creation in the stream of evolution, to keep all human beings moving forward towards higher states of consciousness throughout their many lifetimes. Another great thinker who cognized the law of karma is Einstein, perhaps our greatest scientist of any era we know of. Einstein cognized the law of karma as part of his theories on causation. He draws an analogy using the moon, where if the moon could think, it would think it was choosing its course around the earth. But as we know, the moon's course around the earth is dictated by various laws, one of them being obviously the law of gravity. Einstein says that human beings are no different. They think they are dictating their decisions and actions of their own choice, but in effect, they are subject to the laws of causation, or the law of karma. As you sow, so shall you reap. The karma that each of us is living out in this lifetime now is part of the store of karma we have created in all of our various lifetimes. Part of that store of karma came into us, into this lifetime now with us, and it must be lived out. The consequences of our past actions must be lived out. But you can influence the direction of how the karma unfolds with your actions now. By meditating with a good technique and transcending the relative field, you experience pure consciousness that underlies all of creation. This experience of pure consciousness comes out with you into your experience of the relative field of our universe, and brings the best possibilities of that karma that you brought with you to this lifetime, so that you can have more support from natural law to get the things you want in life. So, the great thinkers throughout the times have cognized how creation works. Maharishi's teaching in the tradition of the ancient Vedic masters is more specific and more comprehensive a teaching than Einstein and Tolstoy Cognized. But nonetheless, it is remarkable to see how a human being, a great thinker like those two, can come up with this knowing how things work on their own. Maybe they were meditating in their own way, in their own time. But for the rest of us, we should be doing our meditation practice regularly so that we can have the best possibilities of the karma we brought with us into this lifetime, and do the best actions to create the best karma for lifetimes going forward. So please join me and let us evolve towards higher states of consciousness together. Thank you, beloved Guru. All glory be to thee.